all heard of Monday blues, but did you know that there exists another type of blues, and that is the baby blues? Now, baby blues is a type of mild postnatal depression that affects women around the globe and that affects them big time. Now, we shall be discussing that in today's program. Welcome to Malezi. Malezi is a program that touches and seeks to cover issues that affects the very core of parenthood. My name is Dorcas Mwangi. Now, joining me in studio today is Njeri Mogaka, who will be talking to us more about postnatal depression. She tells me she's been affected in one way or another, and she'll be expounding on that in a while. But before we get to that, we need for you to get talking to us. Connect with us through our social media platforms. Our Facebook page is Malezi Show. Our Twitter handle remains at Malezi Show. Our SMS lines are open and they are below your screen right now. I believe you can get to see them. Please get talking to us, and we believe that we shall sample most of what you shall be telling us within the show and also at the end of the show. Now, Jerry, as you've heard, I've talked about baby blues. And you told me before the show started that it affected you. Please expound that to us.
Thank you, Dorcas. First, I'm a mother of four beautiful babies. And I believe that this issue of postpartum depression, which I hear medics call PPD, is something that there's very little information about it around and all that. So a lot of women, I believe, go through it and get over it without actually knowing that they've actually been there. Yeah, so when I look back at my own experience, my first baby, very little information. All you know is a baby is coming, and so you're excited about the baby. And then suddenly, you just land this little screamer in your hands. And it all begins with so much crying, which you didn't expect, meaning you're up, you're sleep deprived. For a very long time, you don't sleep. And so you get very tired. During the day when you think you can catch some sleep, maybe the baby is awake and happy and stuff like that. So you're in this cycle of tiredness. So very soon, depending on the kind of social support you have, you actually begin now to feel really tired, really upset. And if the baby is going to cry endlessly, you actually reach a point of anger. You get angry and you wonder, how long will this go on? Yeah.
So when you talk about anger, so is this one of the symptoms and the telltale signs to look out for when you're irritable, when you're angry at the baby and at everyone? Is it one of the telltale signs that depression is creeping in?
I believe so, because I believe every first-time parent will be tired. And it actually, and then your hormones have been haywire. You're just coming out of pregnancy, so your hormones have already been destabilized. So you will be moody. But now when you mix that with being exhausted continuously, now is when you actually start having all these feelings. You get really angry and all that. And if your baby is the type like my first one, who never really kept quiet, you actually get really angry. And then depending on your cycle, the social support, because for me, what came through for me is that after a while I got the support because my mom-in-law came in and she was really helpful. Because in the night, after it's been going on for hours and now I'm reaching that point of so she'd gently knock on the door and she'd actually walk the whole night while I caught some sleep and all that. So I believe that, especially in our society, what makes most women come out of all this anger and feelings of depression and baby blues and all that is actually social support, if it's available. Now, woe unto the lady who doesn't have the support and all that, because it means you will watch your baby at night. You will not sleep. You will watch your baby in the day.
So you're deprived of sleep.
So you're deprived of sleep and you're this tired person and all that. And a lot of the time you expect babies to cry for normal reasons. So we've been taught what to look out for. Is the diaper wet? So you change the diaper. Done. You feed the baby. Done. And then the baby continues crying, you know? And so It's hard. It's actually hard. And then there's anxiety that comes with being a new parent, because this baby is so small, and a lot of the time we really do not know how to handle and how to deal with a small baby. So you're afraid. First, you have the things that, you know, the baby sleeps maybe a little longer. You wonder, is the baby still alive? And then there's, remember the cord that is supposed to, that is also
supposed to dry up at some point. And
those are scary things for a new mother. And the worst thing is nobody really prepares you.
Okay.
Yeah, because when you look at the healthcare, like when you go through the prenatal program and all that, they focus so much on your well-being as a mother. So you never really get a class to tell you, now after this you will deliver a baby, and after you deliver the baby you will care for the baby like this. So the experience you're going to use is mostly what you've heard and maybe what you've seen.
So now in your case, what exactly caused the baby blues? I mean, apart from the fact that you are a new mother, what else do you think were the underlying factors?
For me, it all begins back at maternity, the care. Like you wake up one day and you're in labor, and so you go to the hospital. And the medics, I don't know, somebody needs to teach them, because they're not very friendly and all that. And for me, my experience was, I got to hospital in the morning and I was in mild labor. I was anxious. There's that anxiety initially, because you've been thinking about labor all through, and then you finally get there. When you get there, you're in pain. Initially, it's not a lot of pain, but the moment the pain sets in, you actually begin to be afraid, and then it progresses. So for me, labor ended before I delivered, and so I had to be induced, and it was not explained to me.
Hold those thoughts right there. I see some SMSs coming in, and we have Wamukuria Joroge from Kiambu. You're saying that the show is captivating, and that you like the topic because it's keeping you on your toes, and that you're watching this with your wife. Thank you very much, Wamukuria. We welcome more views because we need to sample more of that. We also have a question that is coming to you already, Jerry. Wamai Kamau from Limuru is asking, how can he help his wife, because she's undergoing depression at the moment after giving birth like a month ago. So he needs to know how you can be able to probably help the wife. What kind of help can he be able to give the wife?
I'm glad he's asking that, because he's a guy. Because a lot of the time, how men do this is, men are they're not ready for this a lot of the time. No one is really. So what men do is, they get tired with you because the baby is crying for all of you, and then they try and escape from it all.
Is it a typical African thing or something?
Maybe it's a typical African thing, because what guys do is they actually wake you up when the baby is crying.
Babies belong to the mothers, so is it something like that?
Maybe that's the time you're catching your 10 minutes.
40 winks.
And then the guy goes like, the baby is awake.
The baby is crying.
So when you're like, even you carry the baby and all that. So a lot of the time, you don't have that support from the person who should be going through this with you. Because it's not a payback thing, but think about it. I carried the baby. I delivered the baby. I must be really tired. So I think for him, the best thing he can do is first be there. Be there and enjoy going through the process with her, because a man is definitely stronger physically and all that. I believe a man can actually take more. In terms of, carrying the baby and stuff like that. So as much as possible, if all the factors have been taken care of, the baby is fed, the baby is changed and all that, he can actually take part in relieving the mother of the hassle of, having to deal with the baby by themselves.
Wamai Kamau from Limuru, I hope you're hearing that beautiful advice, that you need to be there for your wife and not really delegate most of the duties to her. We need, so now we're going to take a short break. I'm told we should take a short break now. We'll be getting back with more of your responses, and also we have Jerry Mugaka in studio who will be talking more about this postnatal depression issue to us. And my name is Dorcas Mwangi. I'll still be your host. Stay tuned.